Hello students, hope you all are doing great. I'm Machal Chaudhary, working as an assistant professor, BBA department in St. Andrews Institute of Technology and Management. So I'm back with my online lecture series of Principles of Management. So students, today we are going to start a new unit, that is your unit 2, and it includes planning and decision making, its concept, purpose, and process of planning, kinds of plans, goal setting, you can say MBO, decision making. So we will cover all of these in detail in your unit 2. And today we will be covering planning, its characteristics, planning process, and limitations of planning. And also students, in between the videos we will also cover your some important topics whenever I feel that this particular topic is important for your examination point of view, so I will tell you in between the video only. And also after each and every video I will share some questions with you which are which has been already asked in your university exams or which can be asked in your exams. And also I will try to relate your concepts with some real life examples for your better understanding. So let's start with today's lecture. Planning. Planning basically is it's a fundamental management function which involves deciding beforehand what is to be done, when is it to be done, how it is to be done, and who is going to do it. It is an intellectual process which lays down on organization's objectives and develops various courses of action by which the organization can achieve those objectives. It talks about basically exactly happens here is that whatever we are going to perform in future, whatever we are going to do in your future, so we are deciding it in advance. We are making a plan which is related to your future. We are making that plan in advance. So what happens here, suppose for example, let's take an example to understand this concept. Suppose you are going to organize a party, right? So while organizing a party, what exactly you do? First of all, you plan like which friends you are going to call for the party. First thing. Then secondly, what you expect, what you plan, that you are planning for the like which food stuff, what all eatable items you require to organize that party, and from where you have to purchase those items. Then you also thinking about the your expenses, how much expense it will incur. So this is your planning. When you are expecting, you are planning something in advance for your future. Now the objective is here your party. If you are going to throw a party, so your ultimate goal is your that you are organizing a well planned party. You are organizing a good party to your friends so that your image will be increased. All of your friends will say that like you have organized a nice party. But for that particular thing, what you have to do, you have to plan the things beforehand so that there will no there will be no issues, there will be no any kind of risk like सपोज आपने कोई भी प्लानिंग नहीं की इन एडवांस, ठीक है, रिगार्डिंग योर पार्टी. सो नाउ व्हाट हैपेंस दैट आपने फूड स्टफ और आपने सारा अरेंजमेंट अपने 20 फ्रेंड्स के लिए किया है. बट इन योर पार्टी क्या हुआ कि 30 फ्रेंड्स आ गए आपके विदाउट एनी नोटिस विदाउट एनीथिंग. ओके, सो 30 फ्रेंड्स आ गए. सो व्हाट विल हैपन कि आपकी इमेज डाउन होगी बिकॉज आपके पास इतना फर्दर स्टफ नहीं होगा, आपके पास अरेंजमेंट्स नहीं होंगे फॉर योर एक्स्ट्रा 10 फ्रेंड्स. सो दिस इज हाउ प्लानिंग हेल्प्स अस कि प्लानिंग अगर हम करते हैं इन फॉर योर फ्यूचर, so what it will help to analyze your what are all क्या क्या चीजें possible हैं, what all uncertainties are available in that particular thing which we are going to perform. So for that purpose we requires planning. अगर प्लानिंग के साथ चीज़ें करोगे तो आपको इजीली आप सारी चीज़ें कर लोगे, मैनेज भी होगा. एंड दैट टू आप अपने जो भी अनसर्टेनिटीज हैं उनको भी एक बार कंसीडर करोगे. बट on the other hand, if you are planning, if you are doing something without planning, so what will happen now, things will be like ऊपर नीचे होगी ही होगी चीज़ें अगर आप प्लानिंग नहीं करोगे अच्छे से. So that's why planning is required in every organization for a planned activities for the to meet up the uncertainties, to remove the to reduce the risk which can occur in the business. So that's why we need the planning. Next is characteristics or features of planning. First, managerial function. Managerial function means like it's a first and foremost function of the management which provides the base for the other functions of management. Like planning is the first step, right? If you are not able to plan accordingly, you are not doing the planning, then how will you organize the activities? Which activities you will organize if you haven't planned anything? Where like how will you direct the things if you don't have any kind of plan? So how will you direct the things, right? So here managerial function means like it's the first managerial function which acts as a base for the management, which is like where all the other steps lies on the basis of planning. So it's your first step and it is your managerial function which acts as a base for other steps. Second is goal oriented. So planning is always based on some goals or objectives because ultimate goal of the organization is to achieve their targets, to achieve their goals. So why any organization work? To achieve their goals, right? So if a planning is not up to the mark and it doesn't provide the achievement of the goals, then what's the logic of doing that planning? So ultimately it is goal oriented. The main focus of planning is to achieve the goals. Whatever the course of actions we are going to decide, whatever we are going to decide for the future, so it should be based on the achievement of the goals. So here ultimate aim is to achieve our goals. Next is pervasive. Pervasive means that it is not like that planning will need only finance department will need the planning and marketing department doesn't requires the planning at all. It's not like that, right? So pervasive means that it is required by each and every department, it is required by each and every level, it is required at each and every organization. So it is pervasive in nature where its applicability is all over the organization, all over the activities and all over the departments. Next is continuous process. Continuous process means it's an ongoing process. ऐसा नहीं है that once you have planned now you doesn't require the planning at all. It's not like that. Maybe once your target is achieved, once you have achieved the goals, then after that you will have another goal, you will have the another target to achieve. So for that also you will require the planning again and again. So likewise it's a planning, it's a ongoing process that you will require it again and again and you will require it on a going basis. Next is intellectual process. Intellectual process means like it requires some mental capabilities. It requires to think about the future. Nobody like you can't say that कि कोई भी आपका कोई भी decision लिया जा सकता है without any thinking. ऐसा तो नहीं है ना that you are going to make the plans without overthinking on those plans and you are not even thinking कि इनका क्या result होगा. ऐसे plans नहीं बनते. Plans should be based on your intellectual power. It should be based on your like forecasting and it should be based on your capability to forecast things, capability to imagine the uncertainties and how to tackle those uncertainties. So it involves your mind, it you involves your application of the mind. So here what intellectual means like we are you whenever you are going to apply, you are going to plan something, so you should be capable enough to apply your mind accordingly to meet all the uncertainties, to tackle with all kind of risk. Next is future steps. Of course, as I already told you, planning is always based on future. It is done for the future only. It is based for future only. So planning is whenever we like try to do some task, we want to achieve something. So for that purpose, what we do, we just plan out the things so that we can work accordingly to achieve our objectives. So that's why it is known as the future step. Next is decision making. So decision making is like whenever you are going to plan something. So here what you have to do, you have alternate more like you have a choice between more many of the alternatives. So now what you do, you out of these alternatives, what you do, you choose the best appropriate alternative for your business, which is required for your business, which will be most appropriate for your business. So this is your decision making. So planning also involves decision making when you requires to plan something. When in that situation, what you do, you decide something for your future, you decide something for your planning. So here we have lot of options available in the market. There are lot of options available with the organization. So what you have to do, you have to choose the best alternative which will be best for your business. So this is your decision making. Advantages of planning. First, attention on objective. Planning helps in clearly laying down on objectives of the organization. So now what happens that all over the management, all over the workers, throughout the organization, now everyone is aware about the organizational objective and they know what they have to do to achieve that organization. All the responsibilities are clear in that situation when you are going to plan something. So you clearly define your objectives, you clearly define the roles and what duties a person is going to perform. So by which your main focus comes on the objective of the organization. Now everyone will work towards the achievement of those objectives. Here the main priority will be that objective and important actions and follow-ups will be taken on that perspective. Next is minimizing uncertainties. Also, whenever we are going to plan something, so we have a look on the possible uncertainties. We have a rough idea about the uncertainties or risk which can be involved, which can be come up in our way. So what we do, we are capable enough to plan the uncertainties, to plan for certain uncertainties. अगर ऐसी चीजें होंगी तो हमारे पास एक प्लान होना चाहिए. दैट इज मूवीज में सुना होगा, दैट इज प्लान बी. We should have a plan B also. So same like in the organization, while planning for something, you should be aware about the possible uncertainties. इफ अगर कोई भी ऑर्गेनाइजेशन में रिस्क होता है या कोई अनसर्टेनिटी होती है, सो आप उसको टेकल कर पाओ, इतना आपकी प्लानिंग होनी चाहिए. अकॉर्डिंगली यू शुड प्लान. So basically, it focuses on minimizing the uncertainties because you can say like we are aware about the uncertainties that can be based on your intellectual power or that can be based on your past experience कि past में ऐसा हुआ था, so may be possible है that आगे भी ऐसा हो सकता है. सो दिस इज समथिंग लाइक कि आप कोई चीज़ पहले से ही एडवांस में आप समझ रहे हो एंड यू आर प्लानिंग इट अकॉर्डिंगली, so that will reduce your uncertainties. Next is better utilization of resources. Whenever you plan something for the business, for the organization. So what you do, you focuses on the better utilization or best utilization of resources by assigning the duties to each and every person and their operations are also planned. So what will happen now? Resources will be put best for their best possible uses. कि आपको पता है that you are going to perform this task and this is the available resources and This is how much resources, like you are aware about how much resources will be required in that particular activity. So now what will happen, now you can prepare for the you are aware about the better utilization of those resources by knowing कि इस task particular task में इतना resources required है. So now the resources will not be wasted by any employee or any worker. Next is better coordination. The objective of the organization is common, like everyone wants to achieve the organizational objective, which will also help in the better coordination between the employees. When you are aware about that who is going to perform which task, and there is no duplicacy, there is no rivalry in the organization, so that will help you in the creating a better coordination among the members or among the organization. Next is facilitates control. See, planning and controlling is something inseparable. कि आप अगर कोई चीज प्लान कर रहे हो, planning is your first step and controlling is the last step of the management. Whatever you are planning, that performance standard is measured in your controlling standard. Whatever you are planning in advance and what exactly you achieve by calculating your standards and by calculating measuring the actual performance, whatever you get, that is your control. So now what happens, like once you have planned something, so that will help you in your future by comparing your previously standards with your current performance, so that you have an idea about it, that what is exact difference between those in like whatever you have planned and what you have achieved. If there is any kind of difference between those two, so now first you have to, what you have to do, that in controlling you have to find out those differences and you have to work on eliminating those differences. So likewise it helps in controlling, it's a base for the controlling. Next is planning process. First step of the planning is perception of opportunities. So while planning for something, so what you have to do, you have to analyze your legal, political framework or existing position or change in customers' mindset, so that you can analyze the requirement of the market and you can work or you can like establish your objective accordingly. So here organization has to analyze its own strength and weakness. If the good opportunity is existing in surrounding, organization can proceed to next step or not. So this is your perception of opportunities. You have to analyze all of your opportunities which are available to you and you have to work accordingly. Second step is establishment of objective. Now, once the opportunity is being perceived, now what you have to do, you have to establish a common objective, some specific objective which you want to achieve and for which each and every employee of the organization will work to achieve that objective. So now you have to work on the establishment of objective. Next is planning premises. So planning premises is something related to the analyzing your or you can studying about your external or internal environment, which will have a impact on your business, which will have a impact on your planning thing. So next is your identification of alternative. Now as we know that there are various options, there are various alternatives available in the market which can be used to achieve your particular objective. So first you have to do is you have to identify all the alternatives which are available to you. Next is evaluation of alternatives. After identifying the alternatives, next you have to do is you have to evaluate them. Like what exactly these alternatives all about, what different criteria it will require, and what are the different elements which is involved in these alternatives. You have to analyze, evaluate your different criteria factors like cost, future competition, generation of profit, the requirement of benefit, manpower. So all of these things you have to analyze and you have to work accordingly. Then after analyzing the things, you are aware about all the cost, you are aware about the cost which is involved in each alternative, and what will be the best benefit which we can attain from such alternatives. So now you have a proper data about it. Now what you have to do is, you have to, after evaluation, you have to choose the best alternative which will be best for your business, which will be best to achieve that organizational objective. And also it is important to achieve your objective in a minimum cost. So if that alternative is capable enough to achieve, fulfill all your requirements, it helps you to achieve your organizational goals, that too in minimum cost. So that will be your best objective, right? That will be your best alternative. Next, what you have to do is, you have to formulate a supporting plan. You are ready with your plan. Now you, what you have to work on, you have to focus on your supporting plan also, which will help you to achieve your objectives, to which will help you in your actual planning. So supporting plans are related to extra चीजें जो होती हैं, like your buying of the raw material, what exactly, how much raw material you will require. So buying of those raw material, recruitment of new staff if you require some new staff also for your planning, for your achievement of goals. So now recruitment of those new staff, or training of a staff if you, it is required. So this is your supporting plan. Next is establishing the sequence of the activities. Once your supporting plan is fulfilled, it is done. Now what you have to do, you have to sequence the activities or actions which will be required. So you have to find out, you have to decide, like whatever the task you are going to perform, out of which specific task which will be done by whom, and who is going to do it, who is going to do it in how much time. So it is all decided in your next step. And last topic of the day is limitations of planning. First is lack of reliable data. See, planning is based on various facts and figures which is supplied to the planners, which is available to the planners. So if that data is not appropriate, it is not reliable, then in that situation, what will happen, that planning will also be unreliable. It will not be based on the reliable facts, so it will not be helpful. Next is time consuming process. See, in planning what we do, we have to analyze each and every activities. We have to analyze all the happenings or uncertainties which can occur in the organization, which can occur during the achievement of the goals. So while analyzing and taking or planning for those actions which will be required in the achievement of goals, so it will require your time. So that's why it is known as the time consuming process. Also these activities also involve the money. So whenever you are going to gather the information and testing on the various courses of actions, so it will involve, it will have some expense also. So that's why it is known as the expensive process. Next is external factors may reduce utility. See, we know that external factors has a great impact on the organization. We can analyze the possibilities from those external environment, but we can't appropriately, we can't plan for according to the external environment. We can't assure the 100% you are not sure that you have adopted the external environment, or you have the proper control on the external environment, that is your 100%. So it helps, it is possible that that external environment also have some factors which you can't control, which are not under the control of the organization. So that will reduce the utility of the planning. And last is your sudden emergencies. No doubt we are going to plan for the uncertainties also, but sometimes there are some certain uncertainties, or you can say some certain sudden emergencies on which we don't have a control. So that sudden emergencies can ruin your planning thing. So that's why this also have a great impact on your planning. It has a adverse impact on your planning. That's why it is known as your limitation. That's it for today's lecture. In next video, we will cover your unit 2 only. We will cover all the remaining topics. And here are the questions related to today's topic, what we have studied today. And these two questions has been already asked in your university exams. So have a look on these questions. Question number 1. Explain the process and purpose of planning. Discuss various levels of planning in organization. Question number 2. Why planning is considered an important function of management. Explain its process and details. So you have to solve both of these questions. Thank you so much for your time. Stay tuned for more videos.